evening and welcome to the June 25th meeting of the Waterboro Board of Selectmen. If everyone would rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We want to welcome those of you in attendance. I debated whether to say something smart and quip about York Selectmen and pledges of allegiance, but I decided not. Anyway, we've got a pretty full agenda tonight. On the front end here, we've got a public hearing that I'll call to order here in just a second. And then we've got some presentations and then followed by a special town meeting. A special town meeting will require that we have 25 registered voters in the room before we can start. So we will go through that. That's all relative to the Community Development Block Grant that has been received to extend the water mains from middle school to the Waterboro Elementary School. So without any further ado, I'd call the public hearing to order. And this is to discuss the acceptance of the Public Infrastructure CDBG, which is a Community Development Block Grant, to extend a water main from middle school to the Waterboro Elementary School. So we will call it to order. Anybody that has questions or comments, please, I will recognize you and then we'll have you speak. Going to start off, we have Steve Libby, who is from Maine Rural Water. Maine Rural Water, I'll leave it at that. Who has been involved in water in Waterboro and public drinking water in Waterboro since the mid-'80s, when the first water system went in. Dee LaBelle is in the back, who is the business manager for RSU 57, is also a major player in this piece of this action. So I'm going to turn it over to, at least for opening remarks, from Steve. Steve is the expert on the block grants and rural water and all of this. So I will let him give a brief explanation. If anybody's got questions or comments, we'll get through that. So Steve, stand or sit? Yeah, stand, and if you would.
Should I face them or face you?
No, face here, because we got these lovely cameras, and if everybody could just wave out there, because you all are on.
It is my better side.
Say hi, Mom. And
I'd like to recognize a representative of the Water District who's just joined. Thank you. My name's Steve Levy. I'm Executive Director of the Maine Rural Water Association. I have been coming here for 20 years, and I helped with the original establishment of the Water District when you had gasoline contamination way back when, and I got to meet Dennis, and he and I spent many evenings together setting up the district. I've worked with both the Water District and the school in terms of other water extensions. I'd like to say that I have set up, I want to say, a dozen small water systems in the state of Maine as a result of groundwater contamination. I'm getting ready to retire. I spent about 15 years doing that, and I must say, and I'm not being overly nice, I do grovel a little bit, but there is not one water system in the state that has done as much with their water system as the people of Waterboro, where most of the water systems were set up 15 to 20 years ago, and they still serve 15 to 20 people. This is a town that sort of used that water system as sort of a foundation and has built on it and grown to be able to provide good drinking water to larger and larger numbers of people in this town. We've worked with you all along the way, and we were very pleased not to find out that the elementary school had problems, which they do have, but to be able to work with the town yet again to solve a very serious problem, which is at the elementary school. Dee, can I talk about you? Okay. Not you personally, but the school. All of the water regulations are dictated by EPA and the state. And there was a change in the arsenic regulations, and the school needed to put in arsenic removal equipment. And the arsenic removal equipment worked very well. And it worked so well that it not only removed the arsenic, but it removed a lot of the copper and lead that was in the pipes. So that it was just a little added benefit. And so what you fixed in one case, you created a problem with lead and copper in the school, and the school has been out of compliance with the lead and copper regulations, Steve, for how long?
5 years.
5 years. So they've been out of compliance, and the way they've been able to comply is to buy bottled water at the school to the tune of
$20,000 a year.
$20,000. So the school's been spending $20,000 a year for bottled water for the teachers, for the students, for the administrators, and Dee drinks most of the water, some of the water. Anyway, so we had a meeting here, I want to say roughly a year ago, and we met with Dee, we met with the water district, we met with EPA, and we met with the drinking water program, and we had a heart-to-heart about what can we do in Waterboro to fix this problem, because in fact EPA was very concerned because they don't like you fixing one thing and creating problems somewhere else. So as a result of that brainstorming session, which Dee still owes me money for, we hit upon an idea which worked well, and I've spoken with the council over the last year what we were planning on doing. And we did two things. Is number one, we applied for and we received what's called a consolidation grant from the Maine Drinking Water Program. And you hear about the revolving loan funds and the SRF. And I would like to say it was a difficult application. Frankly, it wasn't that difficult. I just charged Dee a lot of money to do the application. And we, in fact, received $100,000 from the state to consolidate the school with the water district line. So that was the good news. The bad news is that there was no water district line to consolidate to, but we were inch by inch. So what we did was we ran, I didn't run, but the water district ran a temporary line from the middle school to the elementary school just to see what would happen, and some things worked and some things didn't work. And I said we should take one more step. I talked about it with this board and with the water district, and we made a decision to apply for a community development block grant. It's called a Public Infrastructure Grant, and actually the acronym is a PIG grant. So we applied for a PIG grant, and we did surveys in the town. We did the application. We worked very closely together, and lo and behold, this town, the town of Waterboro, has been awarded a $326,549 PIG grant to do a water main extension. It's 2,360 feet of 12-inch main that comes down Route 5 that will be able to serve the people on Route 5 should they want water, and will definitely be able to serve the school, which is why we did this whole thing. Now, normally you need a 25% match for these public infrastructure grants. That's how it's designed. So we used the $100,000 that we got from the drinking water program as the match. So it didn't cost the town anything. It didn't cost the district anything. It didn't cost the ratepayers anything. So long story. Do I have to fill 6:30, or should I just sit down? Okay. Because I have pictures of my wedding. No. So which wedding? One of them. Anyway, long story short, this community will receive $426,549 from the block grant and from the consolidation grant to solve what I would consider a very serious problem. You can talk next, by the way. I'm running out of steam. So to solve what I would consider a serious problem in your town, and in fact the water district again will be available to do the right thing, which is what Dennis and I did 20 years ago to set up a water district in your town. So I would say this is a good project. It's an easy project. It's just a piece of pipe down Route 5. It's not costing anybody anything other than money coming back in to the community. It's simple. These grants are very competitive, and normally the block grant office will get anywhere between 15 and 25 applications. So the fact that you got the money and got all of the money that you asked for says a lot about the quality of the project and the quality of the town and the district and the school working together to get it. So with that, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay. Thanks, Steve. Just as a kind of logistics, there is a sign-up sheet that's going around. Because this is a federally funded community development block grant, we need to at least have a list of who attended the public hearing. So if you would sign that, we'd appreciate it. Any questions, comments for Steve?
Great job, Steve.
Thank you. This is the first time I've done it too, by the way.
Okay. Any questions at all? If not, we will close the public hearing.
Can we do it for the amount allotted?
Guess that's the question. Can it be done for the amount of money?
If you can't, then Dee assures me that he's paying the difference. So the answer is you get $426,000, and whatever else you're going to need to finish the project will come from Dee. He's going to write a personal check. No, I'm sorry. That's
And
not-
if we do it under budget, what happens to the money?
the money goes back.
Oh, we don't need all.
Yeah. So whatever you don't need, goes back.
And Dave Benton is here, who's the chair of the Waterboro Water District Board of Trustees. Waterboro Water District Board of Trustees. And I would presume that you have no authority to use any money above and beyond what's in the grant as well. So it has to be done for the money that's there. So. Any other questions? Mike?
I noticed that on the agenda here, the price is $367,000.
Yeah. Plus there was $100,000 from the public drinking water program that goes on top of it, goes with that. That ultimately is the match. So 367 and 100 is 467.
He was mentioning 426, I thought.
Excuse, one grant, Steve, one grant, they gave us more money, they gave us $330
I see.
instead of the $326. The other grant's $100,000.
Thank you.
But the one that's for tonight is at $330, correct?
Yes.
Because the other one's consolidation, different.
Okay. Leo?
So this will go out to bid after the fact, after we...
Yeah, there's no action whatsoever taken from a construction perspective at this point, right, David? David?
That's correct. Nothing happens until it's authorized.
And the Board of Trustees will oversee the project in some form. Anything else?
How soon will it go out for bid?
Based on what we know, probably around the third week or fourth week of July. The project, we will not have water in the building until the middle of October, is what they told us. So in the meantime, we're gonna stay on our well, we're gonna have bottled water for the 2 months or so. Like we've had for the 5+ years before I got there, so it's like, we're getting there. But keep in mind that once we get the water in there, it's gonna be there forever.
Well, forever's a long time. Anything else? If not, I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, we're gonna take just a short, not an intermission, but we have some presentations. And at 6:30 we'll start the town meeting, so we'll turn it over to the town clerk at that point. So, Gordon, if you want to...
If anybody hasn't signed in to vote tonight, they need to sign in.
Right. You don't have one of these cards, you haven't signed in to vote. If you're well, you gotta be a resident.
Has everyone signed the public hearing sheet?
No, there's another one over here.
So, Gordon, you have something you
over
want to
here.
do.
Karen.
Say?
I'm getting that.
Okay, so, Mike, you wanna do your thing first, and then we'll
Sure.
present these two plaques?
I don't know.
David, you got that?
It's not gonna go fast enough for me.
We're not trying to, we're just trying to put something up on the screen here.
I'm Mike DeAngelis, I'm the Parks and Rec Director for the town of Waterboro, and the other day I was surprised by members of the Special Olympics contingent from our district, specifically the Waterboro game, that came in and thanked the department for helping them out by sponsoring some t-shirts that they wore up to the Special Olympics in Maine that took place, unfortunately, on a terribly rainy day up in Orono. The athletes didn't get to compete, but Angelique Bennett came in and presented me with the plaque you see here. It was a very touching thing for myself, and some of the other people in the department were here. This is the only medal I never got in my entire life, so I wanted to show off my ugly mug on TV here, and Gordon thought it was a nice idea to do that. So I thank them for doing it. It was a small price to pay to have 20 athletes go up and participate, and unfortunately, the weather didn't work out for them, but it's a great bunch of kids, and they were recognized at the high school as well. I believe on a Friday they went out there, and they had the whole high school come out and kind of cheer them on as they began their trip up to Orono. So a very touching thing for the department, and I wanted to share it with all of you guys. Thanks. Our technological whiz was able to figure out how to get that on the screen.
All right, so first thing that, lights back on here. We have someone leaving the service of the community after 22 years, Richard Bateman. I want to step forward. Richard, back 22 years ago, we appointed Richard to the town of Waterboro Cable TV Committee. You might say, well, what does the Cable TV Committee do? They're actually the group that negotiate the franchise that Time Warner Cable. And back then it was probably software with a cable company or whatever. So it's been through many, many iterations. So Richard has represented us on that committee. It's been a strong committee, and he's been a strong voice for the town. So we wanted to present this plaque to him in honor of the 22 years of service that he has done.
Just a comment to say that my job was easy because you had such a cooperative bunch of people on the board here. I think
Good.
Over the years, every one of you have agreed with what I've asked for, so it's been good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The chairman of the board has referred the presentation of this particular plaque to me because of my past association in law enforcement as a retired deputy chief of the St. Louis Police Department. So I kind of have an insight a little bit as to what this award entails. Initially, you might think it was the flowery words that were written by the chief deputy at the sheriff's office that secured this particular award. But once you look a little bit deeper into this, you understand the hard work and dedication that it took for the particular individual to receive the national honor that was bestowed upon him. I think it's reflective of the type of work that he has accomplished within the school system, because he got a standing ovation from all the students and the faculty when it was mentioned at the school. And this is something that should not be taken lightly. This is just an example of the cooperation and the spirit of what he has done within the school system to achieve that. And at this particular time, I would like Deputy Jason Solomon to step forward, please. Deputy Solomon has been selected Resource Association, which is a national organization, as this year's School Resource Officer of the Year. This is an honor that was competitive amongst school resource officers across the United States. And to have basically what you'd think is a small high school in a rural community receiving this honor, I think it reflects great credit upon Deputy Solomon and the efforts that he put in. So on behalf of the Waterboro Board of Selectmen, we would like to present to Deputy Jason Solomon in recognition of outstanding service as a school resource officer for RSU 57 Massapequa High School System, this particular award. I'd also like to recognize as being present the Chief Deputy of the York County Sheriff's Office, William King, the Major, Head of Patrol Operations, Major Thomas Barron, retired from York PD, and our very own Contract Deputy, what is your name again? Sean Samuel.
I just want to thank the Deputy Chief for putting me in for the award. I want to thank the school district for being just a great school district to work for. My department, I want to thank them, my parents, and especially my lovely wife in the back row, who's shy, but embarrassed her. So I just want to thank everybody again. It really means a lot. I'm kind of dumbfounded again, but each time it keeps coming up, I'm more and more surprised by it. But thank you again for doing this. Appreciate it.
Well done. At this point in time, we will, I will declare that the Board of Selectmen's agenda is in recess, as we are entering into a special town meeting. I'm looking for Yvette. We can't call a meeting to order before 6:30 because that's what was published. But I think by the time we get done with all of the, he's sitting right there. I got my eye on him. So, in one of the requirements, which will be the last time that this is a requirement, is that we have to have 25 voting residents in the community. And in effect on July 1st will be a revised charter, and we will no longer have to muster the 25 number, but be that as it may. So Yvette, I don't know if you get some preliminaries to go through. You get 4 minutes to kill before you
That's what I
slam
was
the
looking at.
gavel.
That was what I was looking at. This is a reminder that is a paper vote when we vote for a moderator. You can make your nominations right from the floor. They obviously need to be seconded. When we get started, the paper vote, I need at least 3 yeses for the moderator that you choose. There's some pens out there. I'll throw some pink slips. We'll count them real up quick and get this meeting getting going. The other thing I think of is that questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask a question before we get started. Anything out there yet? We have to
Any
wait.
questions? Are you ready?
I can't start until 6:30.
No.
I can start.
We can at least,
But that person comes through that door.
open the door there and say, is there anybody waiting?
I think you'll see who's on the hall.
Can we elect the moderator before 6:30?
No. Because she has to.
I make a motion to move the clock up by 5 minutes. Oh, Well, as a resident, you're not gonna stay, we're gonna need you, Sean.
Gordon, is this all televised?
Yes, it
I want
is.
to thank the town of Waterboro for supporting the Massabesic Police Cadets. I think you say it earlier. They came out this weekend to help us with a fundraiser with the fire station, and a great turnout for that. I do appreciate that.
Oh, that was you that lost my car.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you'd like,
My buddy's worth.
Jason,
Sure.
if you'd like, we can get you a CD of this because it's recorded.
If you could, that'd be great. I do appreciate everybody coming down. I know it wasn't all for me, but I appreciate you being here. Thanks again.
I'll get a flat for a couple minutes.
How many we got out there?
No.
Too bad, yeah.
How many people are standing out there?
Probably 80.
We probably ought to start rounding them in here, right? Because we're gonna have to do the count. David, why don't you let everybody know that we're getting ready to start, so if they come in. Yeah, I think we're all set. I'm just gonna, that's what I was gonna say, I was gonna suggest that we will be, probably more people. Yeah, she said there were about 10 of them.
On this side.
Plenty of seats up back here, if somebody's looking for a seat. So what are the ramifications of that? Here, Pardon? Yeah.
When you get the meeting started, I'll start by reading the beginning of the warrant, which says, to Peter Cody, a resident of the town of Waterboro, the county of York, and the state of Maine, greetings to all of you. In the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby commanded to notify and warn the inhabitants of said Waterboro qualified to vote in town affairs to assemble at Waterboro Town Office at said town on Tuesday the 25th, June 2013, at 6:30. There and then to act on the following articles. Article 1 is to elect a moderator to proceed over this meeting. Do I have any nominations?
I nominate Robert Powers.
Need a second?
Second.
Any other nominations? Seeing that there are no other nominations, we'll cease the nominations. I need at least three yes votes. Anybody that wants to vote? Anybody want to volunteer to vote? Anybody else? I'm sorry, go ahead. Is there any others that would like to vote? Seeing that everyone else wants to vote, we'll call it. By a vote of 5 yeses and no nos, it looks like Bob's going to be a moderator. Come on up, Bob.
Congratulations,
Welcome back.
It's a hard-fought battle. It was a hard-fought battle, but the cream rose to the top.
There you are.
I, Robert Powers, solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and this state so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof, so help me God. I do swear that I will discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent on me as moderator of this meeting in accordance to the Constitution and the laws of this state, so help me God.
So now turn this over to Bob.
Okay, I think we can keep this fairly simple. We won't go into a lot of ground rules, except that We'll just try to conduct this in a kind of formal, business-like manner according to the Robert's Rules of Order and the Maine Municipal Association guidelines for running town meetings. When you do speak, would you please state your name, and I think all the mic sufficient so you don't have to come up to a microphone. If a non-resident is to speak, you will need a 2/3 vote of the people here to approve that. Otherwise, only citizens will be permitted to vote. When you came in, you received one of those blue cards. When we get to voting, I'll ask you to show these if you're voting either yes or no, whichever way it is at the time. And then we'll know that only people who are residents are actually voting. There's only one article on the warrant, and we'll proceed with that. Article 2, shall the town of Waterboro vote to approve a community development block grant application for the Public Infrastructure Grant Program in the amount of $367,000 and to submit same to the Department of Economic and Community Development, and if said program is approved, to authorize the municipal officers to accept said grant funds, to make such assurances, assume such responsibilities, and exercise such authority as are necessary and reasonable to implement such programs. Furthermore, the town of Waterboro is cognizant of the requirement that should the indebted national objective of the CDBG program not be met, all CDBG funds must be repaid to the state of Maine CDGB program. And then it's signed, witnessed, and so forth. So I would entertain a motion to act on Article 2.
So moved.
Motion, we accept the article.
Moved by Mr. Gorbeal to approve Article 2 as printed. Is that sufficient? Is that motion seconded? Seconded by Mr. Help me. Benton. God, one of these senior moments. Is there any discussion on the article?
I guess one question based on the conversation that was in the public hearing. Is the $367,000 the real number?
Do you need to vote for me to answer?
Yeah, let's just do this real quickly. Those in favor of either the school business administrator or Mr. Levy speaking, just show your blue cards, please. Those opposed, up to 2/3 majority, and we can. So, would you care to respond?
Yes, the actual grant amount is $326,549.
So should that be the number that this gets approved?
They awarded $330. That's what I was told by the town administrator.
So you're voting on 367 because of this, right?
We have three different numbers now, 26,
I mean,
30.
what difference does it make? It's more money.
Is there a copy of the article, Mr. Moderator, that some of us could look at?
I only have numbers, I don't have the breakdown. This is an original, I need it back.
That's on the warrant. What's on the warrant is 367.
Okay.
So the question is that if the grant is less than that, I mean, we can't raise this, we can't increase it at a town meeting vote. We can decrease it at a town meeting vote. So I guess that's the question. Should it be, I mean, if it's not going to be 367, should we amend it to be 330?
Yes, I would.
Mr. Levy, and then we'll go to some other folks. Do you want me to just make a comment?
We applied for 326,549B. Said there was an approval of 330. I would recommend that you do it for the exact amount of the block grant.
And that is again, please?
330.
330,000.
Now, how about the matching funds?
That's a different.
If I may, the matching funds is a grant that's being awarded to the school. So the matching fund isn't money that's coming into the town.
Mr. Foglio?
It would be simple to just have an amendment that said that we would approve a sum not to exceed 367, and then whatever the number is, that's the number you go to.
Do you wish to make that?
We seem not to have a definite idea whether it's 327 something or 330, so if we have an amendment not to exceed $367,000, then the correct amount, as long as it doesn't exceed that, would be covered. I would make that.
I think that would be an appropriate motion. It's made by Mr. Foglio.
Second.
Motion seconded by Mr. DeAngelis. Any discussion on the amendment? All clear on it. We will need to vote on the amendment and then the motion as amended. No discussion, then those in favor of Mr. Foglio's motion of making this up to $367,000, please show your blue cards. Cards down. Those opposed? The amendment is carried. Those in favor then of approving the amended article, please show your blue cards. Cards down. Those opposed? Declare that the motion is carried.
I move we
Adopted
adjourn.
Article 2. Been moved to adjourn. Is the motion seconded? Seconded by Fengo. No discussion on motion to adjourn. Those in favor of adjourning the motion, meeting, show your blue cards. Those opposed, declare the meeting adjourned at 6:38. Thank you.
Give Mr. Moderator.
And for those that may be interested, the Board of Selectmen meeting will resume at 6:45.
anything?
No. All right, welcome back, everybody. We've had the special town meeting. Any announcements? Anybody? Appointments? We have none. Hearing a delegation. Nobody jumping forward. Correspondence. I'm going to just quickly, Representative Libby's newsletter, Senator Tuttle's newsletter. There's a notice from the Widows Sons of Maine Ride for Hearing Loss event at the Waterboro Eagles Club on the 13th, I guess, on July 13th. Minutes of the annual town meeting are available. And EcoMaine June 2013 newsletter. Reports and staff initiatives. Selectmen. Anybody?
Selectmen reports?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I stopped by and spoke with the treasurer today, who's home recuperating after heart surgery. She was in good spirits. She still appears to be a little frail. She has been told not to do anything in terms of lifting or anything like that. So she's had a lot of people come in to help her out with her animals and so forth. She did have a review with the surgeon, and he did say that she could try coming in, if she wanted to, coming into work no more than 4 hours a day at a time. If she was so inclined, and she said that she wanted to come in this weekend. She's looking forward to coming back to work in one sense, and then she's heard that her office was a disaster. So she was, and I said, no, it didn't seem that way when Christina was in there. But, so she's, like I said, she was in good spirits. She thanked me for coming, and she wanted to extend her thanks to the board for, checking in on her. And she said, Dennis has got my number, and I said, yeah, he does. So that's where that stands there.
Okay. Anything else, Gordon?
Nope.
Hammy Joe? Nope. John? David?
Went to Southern Maine Regional Planning Commission banquet a couple of weeks ago, and they had John Flotty speak on small farms and large farms. But it was extremely interesting and very encouraging that farming on a smaller scale is making a comeback in Maine. And made the statement that Maine has the potential land to feed New England if it came to that, which I was very surprised. But he is a great resource. People in small farming, if you want some advice, then I would call Southern Maine Regional and get the information. Also met Lee Burnett, who works for Forest Works. He's an editor of the newspaper Forest Works, and has done work with mountain biking and developing different areas and stuff. And I would like to recommend we have him in July 2nd next week, just to speak to the board and maybe bat around some ideas on what can we do in Waterboro that would promote recreational use, if it's okay with the board. I don't know what our schedule is next week, but
I think we're building that, but we can talk about that at the end of this, of what we want to handle.
okay.
Anything else, Steve?
No.
Okay. Moving along, new business, discuss vote to approve the assessing maintenance agreement and a revaluation maintenance agreement. I think everybody should have seen this, it's in the packet. What's your pleasure?
I'll move that we enter into an agreement as written with the assessor.
Second.
Any discussion? Any questions of Jerry? Jerry, you got any questions of us?
No, I don't.
Sensing that's the end of discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you, sir. Look forward to another year of
Thank you. Thank you.
another year of browbeating and whatever.
No, it's a fun thing.
It's a taxing job, I know.
Oh. All right, old business, discuss the vote on account balances. First of all, I want to extend the board's thanks to Matt and Christina and the department heads. I know everybody had some input onto where we stand, and I know there's been some dialogue back and forth, but what was presented here, which I think everybody has a copy of, is those changes that where we stand right now will balance out all of the accounts that have or will be short by the end of the year. And I think it all boils down to a fairly small number of $20,000 that we're going to move out of the surplus account that was designated for per diem, that the fire department will not use, and that will balance out those 5 accounts. And the other account on the leasing was just a transfer from one account to the other, right? So that'll balance that out.
And
So, go ahead.
there's 2 others.
Right, okay, I'm sorry, I thought that aren't the 5 accounts all gonna be covered by all come out of the 20,000? The 5 bullets all come out of the $20,000 account?
No.
I'm sorry.
There was a lease payment that came out of the wrong account.
Right.
So we're moving that. And then the 15 and the 15 from per diem to general government, 10 from per diem to insurance, and then we're taking 2,500
okay.
from municipal building to leases.
Yep, and then the public safety
And
account.
5,000 from public safety to
Yep.
IT, and 1,200 from municipal building to assessor.
Right, and that, the other account, the 710110-501, had a total of 26 in it, right?
Yes.
Right.
So I will move those amounts that Tammy Jo had read off, that we make those.
That Christina read off, you mean?
Christina.
The ones
That's
that
right.
Christina read off?
No, it was Christina, not me.
Well,
Actually,
if I'm not looking,
Tammy Jo was throwing her voice.
Yes.
at least
Couldn't even
excuse
see
me.
your hand up there.
I will move that we accept the recommendations of the department heads as stated by Christina.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, so every time I talk about this, I get confused again. All right, so the lease account, all we're really doing is moving it from one account to the other. That balances it up.
Right.
The general government account will receive $15,000 from the per diem account. The insurance account will receive a $10,000 movement from the per diem account. The municipal building account will move $2,500 to leases. And from the public safety account, $5,000 will go to the IT account. And from the municipal building account, $12,000 to the assessing account.
1,200.
At 12. So I told you, I can't read this thing twice and get it right. Okay, so that's what we're voting on. Any questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Done. And also, need to extend our thanks out to Chris from Smith, Ron Smith's organization for spending some time here on Monday, right?
Definitely.
Working with. Okay. Town charter revision implementation. I think, how are we doing with the job descriptions? Are we all set, or are we in a holding pattern only
Holding
because
pattern.
of all of the other things that are going on?
Correct.
Same as Public Works, I think that becomes a new challenge for Mr. Lamb when he gets here. Board of Selectmen bylaws and policy, we're gonna have a brief workshop after this meeting. Anything else? Entertain a motion for warrants and bills of payroll.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Also entertain a motion to approve the June 11th regular meetings and the June 18th regular meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on those? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Pending decisions, PSAs, driveway opening permits. Board and committee status, we will have a reread of that we'll keep it on pending decisions, but it should be a refreshed list starting next week because that starts the new fiscal year. The EDC and town charter changes, I think we just kind of went through those. Week's action list.
Can we talk about pending decisions for a
Sure.
second?
Yep.
Public service announcements.
Yep.
Should that really be on there anymore? I mean, we did what we were gonna do with them.
Yep.
We haven't touched it for a year. And the driveway opening permit, I think, is in the lap of the road commissioner. He's the one that wanted to change.
Yep.
So I think that that's more his task as opposed to ours. I think those two should come off.
Is anybody opposed to taking those off? Okay. So let's take those off, Christina. All right, week's action list. I think we're all set. Discussion of agenda items. David, you wanted to bring in.
What do we have on next week's?
All right, next week we have it's first meeting of the new year. So we have election of the chair, and this year we'll have election of the vice chair. What else did we have, Christina, that we said was germane to the first meeting of the...
We have to set the meeting date and times for the year's meetings.
Right. The,
Yeah, the board and committee things,
right.
your liaison appointments.
Now, we had this discussion the other day, and I had all these things that we talked about, and then...
Chair, vice chair.
Yeah, got that. Is something you want to bring Lee in now, Dave, or do you want to bring him in once?
Well, we could bring him in once
Gary
Mr.
shows
Lamb
up.
shows up.
Because I know some of his discussion was in and around those kinds of activities,
Yeah.
so might benefit
All
us
right.
more.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay.
So
What we will bring back next week is the voting for the selectmen's bylaws and policy changes, right? Of the workshop
that
tonight,
was it, yeah.
and bring that back next week. Anything else, folks? Do we have to make any appointments next week? Fire chief,
Yep.
board of selectmen still do the fire chief?
I'll double check.
Let's double check on that. I know some of them we will do, and some of them hiring is now under the town administrator, but and just so everybody knows that Matt will continue to be the focal point until Gary is physically on board here.
Gary will have to be sworn in as all his titles, and then his deputies need to be sworn in. When can we get that done?
Why don't we get a hold of Gary this week? Because I think I know that he was, I talked to him on Friday. No, Thursday afternoon. He was here Friday morning, right? So, and there was still some discussion going on about his release up there.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Items needing signatures, warrants and bills of payroll. Also, in the signature thing is we voted some months ago now on snow plowing contract extension. Those are now finally written and are in the folder there to be signed off. So those are in that folder as well. Anything else?
there is that account balance sheet that we drafted, if you could just sign that,
Yep.
Dennis.
And just let me read the reminders quickly here. Planning Board, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Senior luncheon, Thursday, 11:30.
Meatloaf,
Somerville Club.
very, very good, very good.
Library Board of Trustees, Thursday night, 7 p.m. Community Garden Committee, Monday, July 1st. At the Old Town Hall, Tuesday, we're back here for first meeting of the new fiscal year. Transfer Station Committee, Transfer Station Manager, and EcoMaine rep reporting. 12 Town Group meeting, July 8th, which is the following. Yeah, next week is a holiday week, right?
Yeah.
So we've got really nothing else going on other than the Selectmen's meeting. Following week, Monday the 8th, 12 Town Group here in this room. Cemetery Committee meeting over at the other building. And just a kind of a shout out to the website with the cemetery stuff on there, Dave. I know that those folks did a lot of work, but it's kind of nice to be able to pull that all together and see it in one place. So I think that's a great job. And then back here Tuesday the 9th, reporting will be librarian, library trustees, and the Friends of the Waterboro Public Library. So, if there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting and open a workshop.
So move. Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you so much.